Unbelievable, my lovely, wonderful people. It will surprise you to know that our government will review wages of judiciary workers. That is Ashiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu says judiciary workers, all their wages will be thoroughly looked at and looked and understand what they are earning and how they can be supported. Now, a lot of Nigerians have raised concerns over Tinubu's statement, but I don't see why they should really raise these concerns because, sincerely, truly, really speaking, the judiciary workers have not, you know, uh, Tinubu were workers really sincerely, truly speaking. I mean, talking about judiciary workers, their salaries should not just their salaries all across Nigeria. Salaries should be reviewed, looked at, because with the current economic way level in the country, salaries must be thoroughly, examined. We cannot do that. We cannot increase every other thing and salary remain the same way. The people are trying to are barely getting by. People are trying their hardest best possible. It's not that easy for some people, for some families, and yet nothing is being done. So if we look at this very critically and very rationally, we will know that indeed the salaries of not just judiciary workers but all across Nigeria's salaries should be reviewed so that people will be able to live their lives effectively, and the best can be gotten in ensuring Nigerians live a life that they should live. So these are some of the things that are going on, and it is very clear that Nigerians are beginning to experience, some Nigerians living in the country are beginning to experience very difficult and very challenging situation right about now. So it is what it is. If there is any time in the history of the nation where people must arise, this is one of such times. Yes, so it is what it is. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Let's get all the details. Tinubu, our government will review judiciary workers' salaries. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has promised that his administration will conclude a thorough review of the retempling of judiciary officers in the country. Receiving the leadership of Nigeria Bar Association (NBA), led by Yakubu San at the State House, Abuja, the president, according to a release issued Friday by his media advisor, Ajari Nangiji, said the battle against corruption necessitates a comprehensive review of the salaries and allowance of judiciary officers, an issue that is well known to him, given his landmark success in reforming justice administration in Lagos State. We must deal with a renewed and renouncement of all truly who are fighting corruption in the judiciary. We will look at the cost as well as the consequences, he said in response to a request by the NBA president. President Tinubu equally acknowledged the importance of addressing the current vacancies within the Supreme Court, affirming that these vacancies represent obligations that must be fulfilled based on recommendation put forth by the National Judiciary Council (NJC). According to him, majority of them are on holiday now, and when they return, we will take a look at what they have and we will fill the vacancies. It is fulfillment of an obligation. The president thanked the NBA for extending an invitation to him to declare open the association's 63rd annual general conference this weekend in Abuja. He acknowledged his privilege of having numerous lawyers as close aides and ally, including the Chief of Staff, Honorable Femi Gbajagbamila, the state's Chief of Protocol, Ambassador Victor Adeleke, and his principal private secretary, Prince Demola Aderemi. Earlier in his remark, the NBA president commended the president for appointing very distinguished members of the bar, including the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice, Lafe Femi Fagbemi San, in his cabinet. So Tinubu is looking at all avenue possible to ensure that the judiciary, their salaries are being looked at, and the conditions of their living, is thoroughly being, adequately being examined, so that they can be able to carry out their duties. Now, there are issues in this area. What we mean by that is, in a country where we want fairness and sincerity, there should be a body looking after the judiciary, a body where the judiciary salaries and how they go about, what they do should be thoroughly looked at by another body other than the presidency. It's just like, let me bring it home. These are also arms of government. Yes, it's just like saying the president, who happens to be, it feels like is the supreme one, honestly, sincerely also have, I have to be checked. Judiciary, there should be a body that reviews the salaries of the executive, which is the president, the vice president, the judiciary, which is the law arm, and the legislative, which is the House of Rep and the House of Representative. All these things should have been well spelled out, maintained, and there should be a clear court demarcation, so much so that nobody is infringing into the other person's job. In this way, you will see less of, oppression, less of, things coming one plane into the other. You see very less of it. But when we have that the judiciary is subject to the executive, that's where you see people cutting corners and trying to keep their job, trying to make some relevance. They do what they do. That's where you see people do what they do, and it's really sad, because at times people, because of hunger, because of job, because of what will happen tomorrow, do things, and at the end of the day, everybody, people bear the consequences of the decisions that some of them have made. It's sad, but it's the reality of what's happening today in our time, you see. So my people, this is what is going on. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe, click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. Remember, you have a voice. Don't forget, it is important that these things are spelled out. God bless. Have a good day. Bye for now.